Hi and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your file for your layer mask project and the first steps that we'll need to go through to start to prepare this image for our layer mask. So instead of creating a new file today, I'm just going to open a picture that I got off Pixabay. Um, it's an online program that lets you use free pictures. It's called Pixabay. It's www.pixabay.com, and this is an image that I got off Pixabay. It's one of the free photos that you can use. So that's something to check out here. So let's go back here, and we're just going to choose Open. And let's see, I've got this photo in here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see, Winter's Blonde, I think it's called. So click Open. And that's just going to open it and use the dimensions of the photo. If I go to image and then image size, you'll see that it's a high definition image, even though it's not a huge high def image. So we're going to use this. And so the first thing I want to do is remove the background. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use her image and superimpose her over another background and try to make it look convincing. Now notice here, this is a complex image in terms of her hair strands, and I want to try to preserve as much of that as I can. So step one is to, well here, let's get our layers up over here. What's going on here? There we go. So here's our layers window. I'm going to leave the background locked, and I'll just duplicate this, drag this to the new file. And then here, I'll just turn off the eyeball on the background layer. And right here, I'm going to use this background copy. I'm going to just call this original photo. This is the one we're starting with, so I don't confuse my layers. Okay, so that's my original photo. So what I want to do now is I want to remove as much of the background as I can, but not remove these strands, because you don't want a hard edge on her hairline. That won't look realistic. So I want to keep as many of these strands as I can. So I'm just going to zoom in with great detail here. And I'm going to use my pen tool to draw a path. Okay. So here is my pen tool right here on the toolbar here. And I'm just going to go ahead and start drawing my pathway here, starting here. I'm going to go kind of close to the edge. I want to try to maintain my distance from the actual objects that I want to keep, but I'm also going to try to get rid of as much as I can. So notice here I can go outside the photo and then just keep going. And I'm just clicking with the pen tool to draw a path around the area that I want to keep. Okay. So something like this. And let's see, let's just keep the hair there. So this part is very time consuming. It's going to take a little while. In fact, this might be one of the most time consuming aspects of the assignment. So just keep that in mind, that once you get past some of this, then it gets a lot easier. We're just going to go around the edge as much as we can with her. Doesn't have to be perfect as long as it's not cutting into the strands of hair that I want to preserve. Okay. Let's go up here. We'll do the same thing. And it looks like it's coming up over here. I don't know if I'll keep all that, but for now it's good. So you can see this is a real tedious task here, but if you want to, like I said, if you want to preserve strands here, then this is kind of necessary here. Okay, and then I guess we'll keep that. So we'll go up here. Some of it's almost faded out. I could almost get rid of it, but let's see how much of this we can preserve. And again, notice here I'm just going along the outside of her head. I don't need to get any of the other areas. I can deal with those later. Okay. We'll just go out right there. Again, some of this stuff I'll deal with after I do this. Okay, and yes, it feels like forever, but you'll be surprised. If you keep at it, you'll get done before you know it. Okay, and then you can move this here. All right, moving right along here. And let's just keep going. We'll just bypass that part and we'll deal with that later. Okay, keep going here just to speed things up a little bit. Same thing here. Let's just keep going here. Okay. All right. Let's, now here we could just go straight across because we're cutting off the top of her head. I'm just going to come down right here. Just preserve this strand and get rid of the other. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to move this along. And so notice now I'm almost done. I'm on the other side of her head. So it really does go pretty quick once you get started. Oops, I didn't want to do that. I don't need to adjust any of the handles. I'm just drawing a quick path here to create a selection, right? This is a selection, but this would be too hard to try to just select all at once because there's so many different tones in this picture. So if you draw a specific path around the area, then you know you're getting the area that you want to keep or delete. In this case, we're creating a selection path around the area that we want to keep, and we're going to do away with the rest. Okay. And let's go ahead, we'll eliminate that strand. We don't need this here. Let's keep going here. I don't think anybody's gonna miss one little strand. Could be wrong, but okay. Okay, we'll move this over. Again, this one we'll keep here. Let's see if we can keep this one. Perfect, okay. Keep this one too, why not? Okay, getting there. All right, we'll keep moving here. Let's save this one. Right there looks good. There we go. So far, so good. We're almost done with this one. Control Z if you get too close to the area you're trying to save. Let's do this. Okay, we're almost done there. Keep a little out of the edge here on the sweater. Okay, once we get down here, then all we have to do is connect the 2 points. Just click over to here. Now we've got a selection path that's all connected, right? Everything should be connected from the first point to the last. You can see it there. And once you do that, then the next step is to go over to the layers window, and you're gonna go to paths. Click on the paths tab. You're gonna right click on the path. Here it's called work path. You're gonna right click on it, and you're gonna choose make selection. Okay. Click OK. And notice now your pathway has become a selection area. That's exactly what you want, right? So now that you have it selected, now what we have to do, like we normally do, is select everything on the outside of her. Okay, we've selected all of this path around her. Now we have to choose the outside of that. So go up to select and choose inverse or shift control plus I. Now we have all the outside area selected. You can go ahead and hit delete. And notice there that we've deleted everything outside of her, while we've still maintained and preserved the hair strands that we're going to need. Okay. All right. So once that's done, we can go back to our layers here. Control D to deselect that area. And what we're going to do now is we're going to create a new layer. Put our original photo on top there, the one where we just eliminated the background. And then on the layer beneath it, we're going to fill it in with black so you can see better what we're doing. And next step now, again, we're going to go back to the top layer here, this photo, and we're going to zoom in, and we're going to use the brush tool now. So I'm going to go get the brush tool. Again, I can select what kind of brush I want in the upper right here where it says brush settings. If you turn that on, you can check out the settings of your brush, or here's another thing you can do. Okay, let me go here. We can search brushes here, or you can look in your brush folder here. I'm just going to use a hard round brush. And then I'm going to close this for now. And I'm going to make sure black is selected as my foreground. It is. And now what I'm going to do is just bump it up with the bracket tool. The right bracket tool will bring it up. Left bracket tool will bring it down. You can also adjust the size of it too with the brush settings. So if you go up to window here on the top, you can turn on brush settings here. And there is where you can adjust your size and your hardness and all that. Okay? So now what I'm going to do, I don't need this open, so I'm going to close this. Now what I'm going to do is go in here and just start painting this out. Notice here I'm slowly painting out the other colors. Okay, and my opacity and flow are up to 100%, so that's good. I'm just going to be very careful about it. And take my finger off the mouse once in a while. And just try to maintain the hair strands in between, right? Left bracket brings it down in size. And just slowly take my time doing this. Okay, and this is where you don't want to hurry. You want to take your time and get it to look as smoothly as possible. Okay, and just take your time, like I said. This part you don't want to hurry. Okay, just slowly make your way through. Again, the key is to just go slow and take your time and clean things up, be as accurate as you can. It looks pretty good. Okay, and then we'll get up in this area. And I'm just going to take my time. It does really just help to just go slow. Take your finger off the mouse once in a while, kind of like we talked about in the first few projects. And just slowly make your way through and get the areas that you want to eliminate. I think if I bring this down a little bit, it'll look a little more convincing. There we go. And then get to all these other areas, clean it up a little bit. Just take your time. Okay. So you can see here, this is probably going to be the most time-consuming part of the assignment. So this is where you're really going to have to put some time in and be patient. Okay. That's starting to look pretty cool there. Notice here I've got my work cut out for me. So I'm just going to keep going all the way around and try to clean this up and preserve the strands of hair. So I'll come back for another project when it's just about finished, and then I'll show you the next step.